Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse. My name is George, and if this is your first time here, or you've been here before and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Along with turning on the notification bell so you know when I drop these videos, along with your thumbs ups. Now, of course, if you enjoy the video, thumbs ups. And your comments. Love to hear the comments. Tonight, the Knicks began their road trip, their 4-game road trip that's going to close the 2021 calendar year out and begin the 2022 calendar year. They won it tonight, but man, it was closer than it needed to be. Much closer than it needed to be, especially when you consider who the opponent was, which is basically, I don't even know who was even on that team. You know, for the Timberwolves, I think I saw Greg Monroe got dusted off and put on the court. There was no Karl-Anthony Towns, no D'Angelo Russell, no Anthony Edwards. Patrick Beverley did play. There was no Vanderbilt. Okogie, he played, and so did who else played? McLaughlin. You know, they had some players, but come on, look at that score, 96-88. The Knicks could not break the century mark against this team, who played last night. That's right. The Minnesota Timberwolves played the Boston Celtics last night, and they beat them. Now, the Celtics were without Tatum, but they had Jaylen Brown, and somehow this squad managed to be that team, so they're scrappy, but come on. There's no reason why this should have been this close. And I'm going to get into all of that, and I'm going to show you some stats, especially that second half. I'm going to break that down for you guys. But before we go to that, we have to focus on the star of this game for the Knicks. That was Mitch Robinson. He was a beast in the center position, 14 points, 18 rebounds, 6 of those offensive rebounds, completed 7 of 8. He's just a beast around the boards. He loves to clean up the messes that his teammates make when they don't complete. And he's able to be there to, basically save them. And we needed it. We really did. He also got 2 steals. I believe he only got 1 block, but he definitely altered many, many shots. He altered the approach of the players trying to penetrate into the paint, because that's what he does. He is a deterrent, a major disruptor, and he was the difference in the game, because this was not an efficient game for the Knicks. It really was not at all. Let's just jump through these stats here. So you can see right here, the game flow. The Knicks had built up a nice lead, about, I think, 17-point lead, with especially the second unit came in and really widened that deficit, widened the gap between the Timberwolves and the Knicks. But then slowly they got cold, and the Timberwolves started to get back in it. And as you can see, they even tied the game at one point. Kind of a shocker. Honestly, this is the kind of game. If you watch the pregame show, I was pretty clear about stating I really need to see how the Knicks play tonight, how they win. I think we're past the win is a win part of the season, because you can win, of course. Of course, a win is important. I mean, if we had lost tonight, it would have been devastating. But we've already had the totally, open heart surgery removal type losses, like the Wizards loss and the Magic loss. And honestly, there's been so many. I'm not even going to retrace them. Pacers comes to mind. There's lots of other losses that we should never have had that did happen. And this could have been one of those. It was actually trending in that direction. You can even see, look at the fourth quarter. Look how tight the fourth got. There's no reason why it had to get this tight, especially a team that had just played the night before and are totally depleted. So I'm not at all excited about this win. No. Though I am excited about this. Here we go. Now, I'm not sure this is totally up to date. I did the screenshot right after the game and put it up here. I'm not sure if all their results are in here yet. But the Knicks currently are tied with Boston, 16 and 18. Right there for the 9th and 10th seeds in the play-in. And then we have the Wizards and Charlotte right above us, and the 76ers, 18 and 16. If the Knicks win the next 2, which I expect them to. They play tomorrow night in Indiana, and that's a tough back-to-back. This is the second time this has happened to us, where we play, I believe it was the Spurs and Pacers. Now it's going to be the Timberwolves and Pacers. It's an earlier game. It's a 7 o'clock start after playing out kind of, in the mountain time. So that's 2 hours behind. So now it's going to be 1 hour behind. So anyway, it's a lot of traveling, and especially for back-to-back, it's tough. They did not respond last time. We lost that game to the Pacers. So I'm expecting a tough match again. Oh no, what am I talking about? It's not the Pacers. I'm saying that's what it was with the Pacers game. Now we're playing the Pistons. Hopefully, we'll be able to take care of business. Sorry about that brain fart. I was just thinking about that back-to-back traveling and how it's the same time zone, though, the Pacers and Detroit. Let's hope, Detroit they're pretty bad, so we got to win that game, man. We got to win that game. However, the minutes issue, well, before we get to this, here. Sorry, here we go. All right. Here we go. Randall played 38 minutes tonight. Obi played 11. Why? Look at Randall he shot 5 of 20. 1 of 5 from behind the 3-point line. Yeah, he gave us 15 rebounds. That's awesome. 13 points. That's it. Why did he have to play 38 minutes? Because Obi made a turnover? I'm sorry. Randall had 4 turnovers. What's going on, Thibs? What's going on with your rotations? I know you wanted to win badly. Of course, you're back in Minnesota, and we desperately needed the win. We need all the wins, so I get that. But you got to manage your rotation minutes better. This is ridiculous. What's going to happen at the end of this road trip? Knicks are going to have nothing left in the tank when they get to Toronto. And that's how we lose those last games on road trips. Because you overplay players unnecessarily, man. I have a lot of issues with the team and the way it's playing right now in general. But this minute load situation doesn't help anything. 38 minutes for him, 33 for Kemba. What's going to happen tomorrow night? Is Kemba going to start? Is Kemba going to play at all? I mean, he's backed out of back-to-backs in the past. He's even not played in the front game of a back-to-back. And then didn't get into the game in the second game of a back-to-back. So I'm very concerned about the minutes loads here. I mean, look, Quickly played 15 minutes. I know it was his first game back. And he only got 6 points. But the guy he actually delivered. He actually was part of that surge when the Knicks extended the lead to 17 points. Along with Burks, along with Toppin. I don't really get this whole minutes thing situation, especially when we're depleted. Now, I know McBride is back. He didn't play tonight, but maybe the plan is to play him tomorrow. I hope so. A positive thing is, in terms of minutes load, is Quentin Grimes played 31 minutes. He played more minutes than Evan Fournier and than RJ Barrett. Now, Fournier, he got off to a great start, but he got cold fast, ended up only 5 of 14. 5 of 14. The team overall shot 37 of 90, 41.1%. They did shoot 40%. They did make 40% of the three-pointers, and they put up 40 of them, which is, why we won. Honestly, it's why we won. And the 54 rebounds help a lot. But I look at the plus minus. Julius was a +2, Mitch a +2, but Kemba and Fournier were a -3. RJ had no points in the first 3 quarters of this game. He looked terrible, actually, offensively. But classic RJ, in the fourth quarter, he comes in and delivers buckets when we need them, and he finishes a +5 overall with just 8 points. He did commit 4 turnovers. He did. But I want you to look at the assists very clearly for the starters. RJ led the starters in assists with just 3. Yeah. If you see my face looking disgusted, it's because it is. I I'm running out of things to say about this first unit. I don't really get it. I don't get it. And I talked about this before with Kemba and how, his little surge in production and the player of the week thing when he came back into the rotation, how it's kind of like, in a way, confused the situation. Kemba gave us 10 points tonight. He was a -3 and only shot 3 of 11. And all 3 of his makes were from behind the 3-point line. So 3 of 7, that's nice production from behind the 3-point line. But he missed all 4 of his other attempts. And he did have 4 rebounds, but only 2 assists. Now, a lot of that is guys weren't making their shots, where he tried to get them looks, but in reality, he wasn't spraying the ball around enough. It just wasn't happening. Now, if you look at the second unit, Obi had 3 assists. In his 11 minutes, Obi had 3 assists. He had 1/3 of the amount of minutes that Kemba had, and more than a third, more than less than a third of the minutes that Randall had. And yet he had more assists than both of them. Quickly, 4 assists in 15 minutes. They moved the ball, that second unit. Now, in the second half, they did struggle, that second unit. So we just got to call it out a little bit for what it was. Quentin Grimes, he followed up his excellent first game back from COVID with a not so excellent, but he definitely did help delivering points from the outside. He finished 3 of 9 from the 3-point line, 4 of 11 overall, and 11 points. He did give us two dimes, which is nice. That is really nice right there. Now let's look at Alec Burks, 7 points. Alec Burks looked lost for a little while, then he finally caught fire. Not fire, but whatever. He had like a little moment of something. Let's look over here. Look at these Timberwolves. McDaniels, Knight, Patrick Beverley, McLaughlin, and Beasley. Beasley, he always seems to step up against the Knicks. Though, when you consider he put up 23 shots, so he only got 20 points. The Knicks did a pretty decent job in disrupting his flow. Noel, 14 attempts, 11 points. I hate using this word, but this was, it's a trash team. We really shouldn't even have been close in this situation. The fact that we were is very distressful, even when you look at the 3-point percentage that they shot. They only shot 18.4%. Now, why? Why did all this happen? Well, turnovers, guys. Once again, turnovers. 16 turnovers by the Knicks that resulted in 18 points. Yep. Differential of 9 points. So we got 9 points off of their 11 turnovers. We get 18 off of they get 18 off of our 16 turnovers. That's a 9-point differential, and there you go. That's basically why this game wasn't the blowout. That just shows you why this game wasn't a blowout. We only won by 8 points because we had a minus differential in turnover points off turnovers of a -9. So we could easily have been up, double digits, 12, 15 points even. 17 points in reality. Yeah. Points in the paint. We lost that battle, 40-50. Fast break points. We lost that battle as well. It just seems shocking to even utter these words out loud, honestly. It really is. And look at our free throws. I don't know what happened. We only hit 6 of 16, 37.5%. Everybody was missing. This was a weird game. It just, we got the W, and we're now at least in the play-in picture. And we're poised to at least we're setting ourselves up, if we win the next 2 games, to finish the calendar year back at 500. Let's hope that happens. Yeah, even when the game started off, I was concerned. We could not build a lead. We were letting the Timberwolves hang around for way too long, unnecessarily. And I want to talk about Julius a little bit. So you guys saw that Julius had 4 turnovers tonight, right? So he scored 13 points. He had 4 turnovers. He had 15 rebounds. And he had 11 defensive rebounds. Okay? Keep track of that. But he only shot 5 of 20. So he took 20 field goal attempts. Only hit 1 of 5 from the three-point line. So he shot 20% three-pointers. So I did some data mining, and this is what I've discovered about what happens when Julius takes X amount of shots and X amount of assists or rebounds. This is what ends up. Well, first, before we get into that, and this is something that I touched on in the pregame show, but it's worth reiterating right now. In all wins, every single win that the Knicks have, Julius is averaging 19.2 points per game. That's right. In all losses, Julius is averaging actually 20.1 points per game. So he's averaging more points per game in losses than he is in wins. The team overall in wins is scoring 110.7 points per game and only allowing 100.4 points per game. So that's a plus of 10.3. In the losses, where Julius scores more, the Knicks are only totaling 102.2 points per game, and they're allowing 112.1 points per game. That's a 20-point swing. It's crazy. In wins, he's averaging 5.7 assists, so almost 6 assists per game. Now, in a game, you can only have 5 or 6. So in games where he's closer to 6, Knicks win. In losses, he's averaging 4.6, which is closer to 4. Actually, it's kind of closer to 5, but so we can cut that off, 5 to 6. The field goal percentage in the wins, he's only hitting 41.4%. In the losses, he's hitting 43.6%. So he's shooting 2.2% better in losses than he is in wins. But that's not the case for three-pointers. Three-pointers, in all the wins, Julius is averaging 37.8% from the three-point line. In all losses, he's averaging under 30%. He's averaging 29.8%. That's an 8% swing. So there it is. That means his two-point shot is just not happening at all in general. But in the wins, it's happening even less. But the three-point shot is there for him. Now, in all games, this is where I want you to keep track of the rebounds. In all games where Julius has 10 total rebounds or more, and he shoots 33% from the three-point line. So he hits 1 of 3, 2 of 6, 3 of 9, whatever it is, or better. 10 rebounds, 33%. He's 6-0. I mean, the team is 6-0. The team. When he just gets 10 rebounds or more, the team is 11-6. It's wild. Now, this is where the field goal attempts become very interesting. When he takes less than 19 field goals, less than 19 shots, and he gets more than 6 assists, the Knicks are 6-3. Yeah, 6-3. And that's where you want to be. You want to win 2 out of every 3 games. When he takes 19 field goal attempts or more and shoots less than 33.3% from the three-point line, the Knicks are 0-5. Now, tonight was the one outlier game. So now the Knicks are 1-5. Tonight is the first time that Julius Randle took more than 18 field goal attempts and shot less than 33.3% from the three-point line, and we won. Tonight's the first night. And if we had played a full squad, a full Timberwolves squad, we would have lost. That should put a little bit of that into perspective. What's the takeaway? Takeaway is we really don't need Julius to be the engine offensively for us to win. Of course, he's got to provide his 19 to 20 points and provide his 10 rebounds. But what we really need from him is those 6 assists every game. When he's distributing the ball and finding the open guy, the Knicks are a tough team to beat. In fact, the Knicks win 2 out of every 3 times when he does that. All right, so there you have that. Just wanted to leave you guys with those thoughts. It was a tough game, man. It was a tough game to watch. At one point, I thought, wow, Knicks are going to run away with this. It's going to be awesome. And that didn't happen. And it really made me a little sad, honestly, to be honest with you. Let's look at these third. This is the third quarter. Oh, no, this is the fourth quarter. Sorry. Oh, no, sorry. I messed up here. I forgot to have it like this. This is the third quarter stats. Just third quarter. The Knicks scored 28 points in the third quarter. Shot 45.5% from the three-point line, which was mostly Kemba, 2 of 4. And it was distributed nicely. Evan Fournier gave us 1. Quickly hit 1 of 2. Burks hit 1 of his 3-point attempts. You know, the team overall, nobody was really killing it this quarter, except Kemba gave his nice 6 points. And RJ Barrett was 0 for 4. But his plus-minus was a 6. So he was a +6. Randall was a +8. Mitch was a +6. Everybody was plus except for Obi. But Obi only played 1 minute and 35 seconds in the third quarter. And he came in towards the end of the third quarter and he stayed for the fourth. Now for the beginning of the fourth quarter. Now in the fourth quarter, Obi only played another 2 minutes and 19 seconds. He hit his 1 3-pointer and he got pulled. 3 points. He got pulled because he made a turnover. That 1 turnover. Now, RJ comes in. Actually, Julius came in for OB, and Julius was 0 for 4 from the field goal, from the field. He hit 2 of his free throws, got 2 rebounds, 1 assist, but he was a -1. So Randall and Obi were both -1. Quentin Grimes missed all 3 of his shots in the fourth quarter, and who else missed? Kemba missed his shots. Fournier missed his shots. Randall missed his shots. All of the starters missed every single shot that they took except for Mitch and RJ Barrett. This is why RJ Barrett has the potential to be a special player, because he doesn't fold. He doesn't ever quit and give up. He could have. He was shooting terribly. He got pulled in the first quarter because he picked up 2 quick fouls. His head wasn't in the game. He was getting burned defensively. But then he got a block. Actually, he doesn't get credit for, this is for the fourth quarter. He got a block earlier in the first half. A nice block. He comes in, hits 3 of the buckets he took. He hit his 3-pointer, and he was there to provide an offensive spark when the Knicks desperately needed it to keep this lead and to win this game. So bear that in mind. It's not always about how many points you get. It's about when you get them that really actually matters. It really, really does matter. So those points in the third quarter when you come out of the halftime, those are really important. When you begin the game, those are very important because they establish the tone. And the points late in the fourth quarter when you're closing and trying to win or trying to overcome a deficit. So just bear those things in mind. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching this. I appreciate it. I appreciate the support. And please drop your comments. I want to hear your feelings about this. Tomorrow we play again, so I'll be back up here, hopefully talking about a win over the Detroit Pistons. Sorry, I was talking about the Pacers before. Man, these Knicks, what are they? I'm not even sure yet. I'm not sure. Hopefully, they're on the path to starting to figure it out. Fingers crossed, guys. All right, thank you for watching this. Please subscribe and hit the thumbs ups, and I will see you guys around the Knicks-Verse.